The heat is on. June this year could be one for the record books. The Twin Cities remains under a heat advisory, which is expected to last through Thursday. According to the National Weather Service, the average temperature is 76 degrees for the Twin Cities this time of year, but the hot, sticky weather will last at least until the end of the week, likely tying or breaking a record for most 90-degree days before mid-June. Reporter Sonia Goins shows us some local places where you can go to beat the heat.
Ooh, y'all, it is so hot out here. So far, we've had 5 days of 90-degree temperatures, and with the increased humidity, it's only going to feel hotter. Now, the sweltering weather has many people looking for places to cool off.
It feels serious. I feel like within 10 minutes, I'm just drenched in sweat.
Abby Nelson picked the perfect shady spot to get away from the sun. The warm breeze off Theodore Wirth Lake Beach helped to cool her off.
It feels restrictive, there's just not much you can do in this type of heat.
While it's fun to spend the day at the lake, the hot temperatures and high humidity could cause some people to feel sick. And if you don't stay hydrated, things could turn serious. More than 600 Americans die of complications from overheating each year.
I'm grateful that I have an air conditioner. I worry about the people that don't.
We do whatever we can to keep them cool.
And it's not just people, but pets too, that need to play it safe.
We walk them in the shade, keep them indoors mostly when it's hot like this.
Joey Barron takes extra precautions with his pair of German Shepherds, including keeping their coats trimmed this time of year.
And then we make sure that we brush them good every single day to try to get all the excess fur off of them.
Heading indoors and into some air conditioning is a good idea. How's the air conditioning inside the library?
It better be good.
There are several places where you can go to get away from the heat. The Hennepin County Library in Crystal is ideal.
You can come in and cool off, find something for entertainment, learn something while you're at it, and it's free.
Even the penguins are chillaxing and enjoying the AC at the library.
It's relaxing. It's pretty quiet in here and kind of a calming place to be.
The Brooklyn Park Community Activity Center is another place to beat the heat. They have a free walking track above the ice arena. Movie theaters and gyms are also places where you can escape. Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Hennepin County has a list of places where people can get away from the heat. We've posted that information on our website at ccxmedia.org. Maple Grove now has a new tool to help enhance safety and reduce crashes at busy intersections. Maple Grove partnered with Hennepin County to install red light enforcement lights throughout the city. The blue enforcement lights activate when a traffic signal turns red. An officer sitting perpendicular to the intersection can then identify when a vehicle runs a red light. Police hope the lights help to reduce collisions and enhance safety as we get into the most dangerous time of the year on Minnesota's roads.
We installed these very strategically with Hennepin County based on our traffic crash data to be the most effective in trying to prevent red light runners and also to enforce the law in order to prevent those traffic crashes.
By the end of the summer, Maple Grove will have 14 red light enforcement lights installed at 9 different intersections throughout the city. Competition is picking up for next year's Minnesota Attorney General race. One candidate is a familiar face. Dennis Smith has released a campaign video and a website announcing his run for Attorney General. Smith represented Maple Grove and Osseo for 2 terms in the Minnesota House before being defeated by DFL member Kristen Bonner. He is the second Republican to say he'll run next year. Doug Wardlow ran against Keith Ellison in 2018. No Republican has won election for Minnesota Attorney General since 1966. A Maple Grove 5th grader could give Wall Street stockbrokers a run for their money. The Fernbrook elementary student participated in a national virtual investment game, and as Sonia Goins reports, it paid off big time.
I'm pretty new to the stock market.
Jack Potlin is only in elementary school, but he already knows a lot about numbers and how to make money grow in the stock market.
Invest on a company that you know, because you'll know better on when it's going to go up, down, or just stay the same.
Last fall, Jack and his classmates competed in the Best Prep stock market game. Students had 7 months to grow their portfolios and were given $100,000 in game money to invest. Jack put his money in a variety of businesses.
IMAX, Kohl's, McDonald's, and Wells Fargo.
Jack soared above and beyond what was expected of the class.
Jack was serious about the assignment. He studied the market each day, looking at the history of stock market performances before he decided whether to make a move.
I really like how the stock market game was sort of in real time.
At first, he held on to his stocks, but then he made some moves when prices dropped.
I decided to sell things out and not let it just sit there. That's a way you could lose your money.
The global pandemic guided some of his purchases.
Biontech, I bought that on the 17th of November.
He made $31,000 after selling the stock several months later.
It was pretty high. Then Pfizer got their vaccine out and it started to drop.
After months of buying, selling, and trading, the savvy student investor was up over $80,000. Jack placed third among hundreds of students who participated in the game.
I think I might do good in the actual stock market.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
And finally, how does your garden grow? Here are a few snapshots of the herb garden growing at CEAP in Brooklyn Center. We're told the warmer weather has really helped it flourish. The nonprofit will offer a drive-through to pick up fresh seasonal produce. That will take place every Wednesday afternoon starting in July.
The Hopkins baseball team plays for a section title this week. In our CCX Sports Spotlight, Jason Malillo profiles Royals third baseman Jake Perry.
Jake Perry came up to varsity as a freshman, was a full-time starter as a sophomore, and now in his senior season is the Royals' understated leader.
He's the most humble player you're ever going to meet. I mean, you wouldn't know he's the superstar, but he's also kind of that quiet leader where everybody kind of follows his example. He's kind of that get on my back, we'll go there kind of guy, kind of a Kirby Puckett kind of guy back in the day. But guys just feed off him, when he's on and he's doing his thing, everybody is a lot more confident.
Perry is scorching opposing pitchers this spring. The left-handed hitting slugger has a .404 average with 18 RBIs.
I'm looking for mainly fastballs. I like attacking fastballs early in the count. I don't like getting behind in the count and getting off speed down in the dirt. Then I'm really just looking for pitches I can drive and do damage on.
This is driven out to center field and deep back, and it's gone!
I put on a lot of mass since my freshman year, so obviously that helps with my power. And I've kind of pretty much have had the same approach, not get behind in the count. And I try to look the other way because I got pretty quick hands, so when I try to pull, I'm early and I'm pulling my front shoulder, but mainly just look the other way, and it hasn't changed too much since the beginning of high school.
Growing up, Perry worked hard to be proficient in the field.
Runner going, throw down to second, and they got him. Good throw from the catcher, Perry.
He's played pretty much every infield position for the Royals and is now their top third baseman.
I think it raises my IQ a lot. I can tell what other positions are going to do when I'm at third or wherever I am, and I also think it gives me a better chance to get in the lineup. When I was younger, my freshman and sophomore year, when I was trying to get into the varsity lineup, I would just tell coach I can play wherever gets me in the order, and that's what I still try to value on.
Last year, Hopkins would have likely been a top contender for the state title. After the season was canceled, Perry and his teammates would get together when possible. Those impromptu practices helped them stay in baseball shape, but the benefits went beyond the diamond.
Not only was it good for baseball, but it was also good for, emotional health. We were able to come out here and do something we love, see our buddies, and it was amazing.
We still thought that there was a chance we would have a season, so I came down here with 4 or 5 guys pretty much every day, and on a turf field it was late March, or early March, so we would we'd still be able to get our work in when other schools wouldn't, because their field would be wet with the snow. But we'll still get our work in here at the field and prepare for the season that we thought we were going to have.
Perry will continue as a student athlete at the University of Minnesota. He accepted a baseball scholarship from the Gophers and is excited to join the program.
That was just the right place for me because it was close to home. I loved everything about it. I took a couple unofficial visits there, and I loved the campus. I loved talking to the coaches. One thing they said when they were recruiting me is that once I'm a Gopher, I'm not a Gopher for just the time I'm there. I'm a Gopher for the next 50 years, and I really liked that.
The Royals will get their shot at going to the 2021 state tournament when they play for the Section 6 4A championship this week. For Jake Perry, it's the opportunity for the perfect ending to his high school career. For the CCX Sports Spotlight, I'm Jason Melillo.
Perry and his Hopkins teammates play for the Section 6 4A championship at home Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. If Hopkins loses that game, a second game would follow at Hopkins to determine the section champion in the double elimination tournament. You can watch Wednesday's action live from Hopkins High School on TV on CCX1 or online at ccxmedia.org. That's all for sports. I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.